All right, hello YouTube frogs. This is like one of the first ever VODs I'll be posting on this channel. New thing, I want to start this VOD channel and actually have my full live streams put on this channel for good, hopefully. And I want to start off with something a little fun, where I've played a lot of games in 2025. 41 of them to be exact, and I'm going to be ranking each experience based on how much I liked it or on its impact. Maybe some of these are related to 100%ing games. Does that impact my ranking or does it not? And there's a few games that I played with friends that was like sponsored content for their channels. And I'll be ranking them as well because I don't have an NDA. I can speak whatever I want. And then there's some additional modes. So like this, for instance, Party Animals isn't going to be the actual full game. It's going to be a mode that I played and whether or not I liked it. So I feel like we should not go alphabetical order. We can... yeah, let's just skip to Spectre Divide, you know? Arguably, Spectre Divide is the greatest game I've ever played. If I didn't play any other game. Also, I made this template like at 9 in the morning. And I forgot to put S+ there. Let me change the color of that. Had to take out the trash. That's what I'm about to do. The Spectre Divide is take out the trash. But welcome back, Iconic. Spectre Divide is an interesting idea. I'll give it that. It's a 3v3 competitive CSGO. But the caveat to that is the 3v3, each player has 2 people that you can play with. And you can basically control one player, place them in, like, say, site A, and then you can place your other player in site B, and essentially you're dividing your attention between 2 other players. Spectre Divide, wow, novelty idea. I think it has a good idea, but it's just not there for an idea. And also, I can just tell that my competitive streak for online multiplayer games has really died out because I was just not feeling this game like at all. Like, I was molding. I didn't have an idea. Yeah, good idea, poor execution, basically. I don't know. I was molding, and I was very... This is probably, like, the most toxic I've been in years. Since the good old Rocket League days. Toad's morale during that game was so low. It was so bad. And not only that, were some achievements that, like, had the game survived maybe a little bit longer than what we initially thought. It didn't even last a month. Some of the achievements were really difficult and very much depended on finding random people for it to work. And then there was like this crew system where essentially you were competing in your crew and you had to get the crew star achievement. And I think me, Clank, and Jeremy, the achievement boys that I've been grinding with for, I think, the last 2 years, I think we spent a whole weekend grinding out, and we were, like, stressing, and then they gave it all away for free. So, like, we wasted, like, our whole weekend doing this. This game is just not good, and it deservedly died in a month or two with the Xbox release. I think it was out for, like, a year before it came to Xbox, but we got off with a banger for the first game. I feel like, is there certain games you guys would want to hear my thoughts first, or do you guys want me to just pick and choose? How do you guys want me to do this? I'm down for whatever. I'm down for anything. Dealer's choice. All right. All right. Random. We can start with Octopath Traveler. Octopath Traveler was the first game I 100%ed into 2025. Now, this is a little bit of a cheating one because I played it mostly in 2024, but I got the completion in 2025. So we're going to count it either way. It's a 2025 game. I really enjoyed this game personally. I actually thought it was, people say that the first game is worse in quality than the second, and maybe it is, but I enjoyed this game a lot more. It was a really great time. I think Octopath Traveler 2, like, it ever stayed its welcome for me, but this game was just really fun, brain off game. I needed it because my cat was having health issues around Christmas time last year, and I really needed a game just to take my mind off things, really. And this was a great game for that because let me pull up something that's very important. Let me pull up something very important about its 100% because this is crazy. This is wild. So to 100% this game, right? You need to collect every single enemy's weakness. So these are weaknesses. And basically, you have to do this for every single enemy in the game. And some enemies are missable. So if you are not careful, you could just lose out on the 100% end. So it was really rough. And essentially, this game just becomes spreadsheet simulator. And I really enjoyed that because I needed it. I needed that during that time. So it hit for me. And then not only that, you have to collect every single treasure chest. Not only are the weaknesses missable, the treasure chests are also missable. So I think there's only like 3 missables, to be fair, between everything. So it's not the worst. Like, I think there's 3 chests that are missable, and then maybe like 10 enemies that are missable. So if you get all 10, then you're good. But all 10 and 3, then you're all right. But this is essentially what it became, is that you would go into an area, so Hoarfrost Grotto, you would clear out this is how I played it. You would clear out every single weakness, and then you would essentially move on and go to the next thing. This was very mindless and very fun to me, and it was a good completion to start the year off. I'm giving an S. I enjoyed it so much. I actually think I prefer it over the second game, and the second game is supposed to be better. And I enjoyed both of them. I think they're in my top 50 for sure. I think both of them are. Really, really good completion to have overall. I'm already yapping too much. I can feel it. I can feel it. I'm yapping. We will pick the next game. We will pick the first thing me and Mint Muffled did for his sponsored. He started doing some partnered videos, and I was very glad to be the first and playing Hyper Light Breaker. Now, this is going to be kind of weird because I believe Hyper Light Breaker had like this gameplay loop of killing. This could be completely wrong. Of like killing, like you had to get 4 bosses in an area, and the area was randomly generated, and you have to slowly make your way through that. And then I think months later, they switched the gameplay loop to make it kind of different. I believe you can correct me, man, if that's the case. I think they changed up the entire like gameplay loop of it. Very fun time when I wasn't losing my shit setting up. Yeah, it was a good time. I enjoyed myself. The game the game changed a lot. Okay, yeah. So what I'm saying is gonna be slightly different than what the actual game is. But we played maybe 4 or 5 hours, and it was a pretty good time. I was very glad to be a part of this. And for what it's worth, the game support that did eventually die, but I didn't find it too bad. I had a decent time. Not much else to say. I think it's a C. It's a C game, but it was a fun time. It was an S experience playing with the mint muffled. Oh, you know what? Since that last song was a Persona 3 song, let's say we would go to the big one, Persona 3 Portable. Oh baby, Persona 3 Portable. It actually almost ruined my experience with the remake, because I hated this game. I loved Persona 3 Reload, and I was like, I had a few achievements on Portable. I was like, I might as well try to get the full like Persona completion, right? It's not possible because of some fighting games, but I played this after Reload, like maybe a year or so, and this almost soured my whole entire experience of Persona 3 Reload. It actually gaslit me into thinking that Persona 3 Reload is not good. And it's not. And Persona 3 Reload is great, but Portable does not do it justice at all. So, if in case you don't know, Persona 3 Portable is a PSP game. There's many different versions of Persona 3. You have Persona 3, I think, Persona 3 Fez, which is like, I think what an actual like good Persona 3, but it was like the old one. And then you got the Persona 3 Portable, which is a PSP port. So because the PSP can't handle a lot, the game is very limited in what you can really do, and it essentially becomes more of a visual novel. And you can't really see anything that's happening. Like, there's no scenes happening. It's all like character image on the left side of your screen, and then text dialogue. And then that's it. That's it for your entire experience. There's very little scenes like that. And then even your day-to-day gameplay loop, it's point and click, and it's just not for me, and I gotta give it a D. Persona 3 Portable does not do it justice, like, at all. The only time you ever have gameplay where you can move your character is during the dungeon segments, which the dungeon segments are like way tougher and way more tedious and not fun to play. So it always gaslit me into not enjoying the game as a whole, and it made me think differently about Persona 3 Reload. I'm back to loving Reload, but it definitely changed my views. Okay. Should we go? Okay. We should go to another multiplayer grind. Resident Evil Reverse. Resident Evil Reverse. Where would I possibly put this? This was essentially a 3-hour session of just boosting the game. I think it was me, Mint Muffled, I believe, Morgan's Basement, shout out to the goats, Beacon, and Jeremy. I think it was just us 5. And didn't remember I was there. You were the first one I named, buddy. I remembered you. I remembered you. I never forgot. Didn't mean to wink. Wink. Never forget. Boosted Reverse with friends and had fun with it. Yeah, I think the first 20 minutes was fun, and then afterwards I think it was like, yeah, we get it. We get it. We're here to get those achievements. I think it's another bad game, and it shut it down for a reason. The back half cleanup was a hassle. Yeah, it was a little rough. A really funny really funny moment when we were doing all that. Beacon, hello.
Hello there,
one of the gang members, a part of the Reverse grind. I think a really funny moment is that we were like doing the grind, and we were all in the middle of the map, and then Beacon is like running, like he just forgets that where the middle of the map is, and he's just running around, and he couldn't find the middle, and we were like on a time crunch, so we had to like get a buzzer beater like last kill for I think one of our achievements, and I thought it was really funny. But deservingly, I think a D fits Reverse. Couldn't find much in Reverse fun, but those maps were confusing. Yeah, you were freaking all over the map. Beacon, pick a game. Pick a game between this list. What do you want me to rank? What do you want me to rank? Also, thank you for the 27 months. Yo, Dave, what's up, man? We are ranking the games I played in 2025 before we hop in the big Silksong. Love a good tier list. I do too. They're fun. Just fun yap sessions. I haven't done a tier list in so long. What you got? So you want me to rank 9 souls? Okay. I could do 9 souls. So 9 souls. I was very interested in the concept of it because I really enjoy Metroidvanias, and the idea of it having a more parry-like combat, like a Sekiro Hollow Knight like baby, essentially. And the concept of it is so interesting because the gameplay itself is so rewarding, right? It feels good to play because if you're hitting your parries, it's super satisfying because it has this noise. It's like a dink noise, and it's like, oh, I hit that parry. I actually played 2 parry-based games this year. I think I paid, yeah, 2 parry-based games. But so, and 9 Souls was a great completion. I really loved 100%ing that game. The only problem, I'm a parry Andy. I'm a hardcore parry guy. If it has a parry, I'm in it. The problem I have with 9 Souls, and maybe it's a me thing, the first boss was the hardest. The first real boss was the hardest. And then after that, the middle of the game, I either first tried it or I got it in under 10 attempts, like for almost all of the bosses. And I'm here for some I'm here for some like challenging combat in a parry based game, right? And I kind of cooked in this game. I didn't really struggle up until the first boss and the final boss. The final boss was fucking hard. I think I spent an entire stream playing the Big Five. Let's go. Have you seen Mio Memories in Morbid? Yes, I have. Mitt was showing me it. It didn't really look too interesting. It looked kind of blandish. But I did see it. Actually, I gotta dip now, so see you later, alligator. Until next time, take care, British. Hopefully your date goes well. Hopefully it's a 5-star. 5-star date. It was a lot of fun. Hell yeah, man. Glad to hear that. I think 9 Souls is either an A plus, or an S- game. And I'm going to put it this is going to be surprising. I'm going to put it at A plus for right now. And we'll see how the bracket goes, and we'll adjust accordingly. I just think the game was a little too easy for me. Yeah. Yeah, I think the game was a little too easy for me. I think it's 3. I think Silksong and Tunic have some slight pairing in each game. Tunic does have like a parry system with its shield, but I didn't really use it very much. And then Silksong doesn't have a parry option as far as I know yet. I was thinking Expedition 33 and 9 Souls as being the big 2. I think I was gonna say if Tunic had a parry, I didn't use it once. Yeah, no. The shield is kind of like more. It's, I guess the shield. If you're really good at it, you could like really time it, and it would stun the boss or enemies for a time. But like, you don't really need it for Tunic. Is that No, this is Persona 4 Golden. Or Persona 4. Okay, so we've been doing a lot of Xbox games and one Steam game. Let's change it up a bit, and let's go for a game I played on Steam. Megabonk. I'm going to be honest. This game got really hyped up, and I fell for the hype, not gonna lie. And as of late 2025, I've started getting really into more roguelike stuff, and that's kind of where I'm steering the channel, is more roguelike challenges and 100%. But 100%s are kind of taking a little bit of a back seat. It's gonna be more roguelike challenges, and Megabonk was a game that I did fall into the hype for, and I played maybe an hour or two of this game, and I don't know, the game didn't really hit for me as much as I think it did for others. I just don't really see it, and maybe it's because I've only played it an hour or two, but I was like it's appealing because it's a horde survivor game, so it's naturally going to be dopamine filled, but it just doesn't, I don't know, I don't think it has a sauce like like a Vampire Survivors does, right? And maybe this will just be something I'll have to play more, but I really didn't gel with this at all, and I think it's going to be at the top of D. It didn't hit for me. I need to put more hours into the game to really like either cement that as a D or a higher game, higher in the tiers. Okay, we can talk about Rec Room. That's gonna be the next game we talk about. Rec Room is an easy F tier. This game fucking sucks. This game is terrible. This is now Expedition 33 music. This is Expedition 33. Banger. S tier, come on. Yeah, under Spectre Divide. Spectre Divide is a better game. I think out of I've kind of something envisioned out of all the F tier games. Spectre Divide is probably the highest. It might be the highest. S tier, come on, Tobe. So with Rec Room, I have a goal in 2026 to do like really lengthy grinds. And the last few games I've been playing have been like so ass to play through. Like we'll dive into it a little bit further with this game, but let's just say I'm starting 2026 off with playing like games that I want to like die playing. But Rec Room, the reason why I played it in 2025 was that Scholar in the Discord, shout out to him by the way, he mentioned something about Rec Room having their XP cap changing from 150 to 1,500. So essentially, there's an achievement in the game to hit level 50, and since there's an XP cap of 150, that takes about 110 days to do because it's an XP cap. Now with 1,500 XP cap, you can not only you can substantially cut off the amount of time you have to play. Like I think I had 110 days I had to do of grinding this to get from level 0 to level 50. And now, because of that XP grinding from the 22nd to the 29th that I did, it was very long sessions. It was 12-hour sessions of AFKing in one room and then swapping every 30 minutes. It was not fun. It was just 12-hour sessions of that for the whole week. But it cut it from 110 days to only, I think, 40. So we cut off 2 months of grinding because of that. And I think it was worth it. And now there's an actual XP room that is like essentially you can just leave your Xbox on and it will switch the room out for you and you don't even have to play anymore. So like I start my day off with essentially just logging in a Rec Room and then getting the XP cap 150 and then logging off for the day, and that's pretty much it. But this game is just not fun. The only reason why you would play it is like if you're into those Roblox types games, and I don't really see the appeal. Maybe younger me would get it, but me now, no, not at all. All right. What do you guys want to hear me talk about next? What do you guys want to hear the scoop on? Jeremy's favorite game of all time, S tier. He's loving it. Slime Rancher, baby. Oh, baby. Slime Rancher. Slime Rancher is a very dopamine addicting game, and I really liked the sound effects this game has with the slimes and everything going on with it. It's just a very fun and cozy game to play, right? Do I think it does anything good for a survival like management game? I think it's kind of just like just a standard game. Like, it doesn't do anything out of the ordinary, but it also doesn't do anything too crazy, right? I think it's in the middle of the pack, and I think it's the first B. The first B game. It's just a good time. Like, I found myself being very addicting to managing the slimes and sliming the ranch. Did I start the second one yet? No, I have not. Slime Rancher video did terribly, and it has made me not want to try it. And almost everybody's Slime Rancher videos, their usual performance has like drastically underperformed for that. So I kind of just haven't felt one to do it because I just don't think it would do much. But I will eventually play it. I bought it on sale, but yeah, it just underperformed, which is very sad because I think this game is usually pretty good. So far, we have every single letter. We have one game on every single letter. So far, the distribution, pretty even right now. And we're gonna tilt the scales a little bit. We're gonna lean it in one favor with terrible games. Where is it? There it is. Minecraft Legends, baby. This game is ass. This game is bad. But it's not bad in the sense that, like, there's a good idea here. Like, I think there's some interesting gameplay here, but they don't execute it well. And it makes it very boring. Very boring to play. Not only that, it's more of like a, I don't even know how to describe these games. Like, it's like a MOBA, like Dota, Smite, where like you're building bases. It's not Smite, Dota. You're like kind of protecting a village almost, and like you're trying to build forts around it and whatnot. And that is not the target audience of Minecraft. Minecraft is very, well, you know, there's some adults in there, but we'll leave them to their activities. But the main target audience of Minecraft is young kids, right? And a kid is not going to play this and go, wow, this is a great game. And surely me as an adult playing this game is not going to go, wow, this is a great game, because it just doesn't have the juice. And there's also a very clear method of winning the game. It's really boring. You essentially like use like a redstone cannon very far away, and then you add like a bunch of buildings around it that increases its like range, and you do that for the next like 8 hours. This game has insane TA, and I don't know why, because this game is just not hard. It has like 10,000 TA, and you can do this in literally like 2 days. You don't need anyone. I don't even think you need anyone to get the 100%. Legendary, you got to play in legendary difficulty, but trial and error. Once you get the redstone cannon, you can essentially just do that. And although it takes a lot of time to kill the forts and whatnot, but it's just not a good game. I should not have given it as much detail as I should have. I should have just said F and walked away, but there we go. All right. I think we go into the second. You know what? Let's go into the second Mint Muffled sponsor, and the order was Slorn and then Terminull Brigade, but I want to do Terminull Brigade here. I think Terminull Brigade is not very good. I think it just doesn't hit. I talked about Hyper Late Breaker needing Terminull Brigade. Like for roguelikes, I want to experience challenge. You know, I think roguelikes are a very interesting genre in that this game challenges you based on your knowledge and how much you can play them. And I think Terminull Brigade, you don't have to have that knowledge to win. And it's very much, it just doesn't feel very satisfying to play. I think I picked up something, I picked up an item, and then that item was so good. They probably patched this. This item was so good that I feel like I kind of ruined the video because the ability was so good that it was like one-shotting everybody, and I felt like I kind of ruined the video. I'm sorry about that. And I don't think we ever lost. I really don't. I don't even think it was close. But I think this is a D. And it's probably here. It just doesn't do it. Doesn't do it for me. I'm like trying to think of like anything that I enjoyed. I did enjoy, I mean, it's always fun to play with friends. So like the experience is always going to be better than what the game is, right? And playing with Sandwiches, Mint, and Morgan, it's a very fun time just playing and just chatting shit, you know? But that's all it really has, I think. And I believe I could be very, very wrong. I think the Terminull Brigade reviews are really bad. Yeah, mostly, we got mostly negative. So like, I don't know why it has, I don't know why it's very negative. Spyware. Okay. I don't, I never experienced spyware, but whatever, man. You do you. Let's go into an actual good friend game to play. Really good game. Peak. Peak is peak. I'll just put it like that. You climb a mountain and you use your resources to try to get to the top. And man, this is a great game. I think I played this with in real life friends, and then Snap convinced me to play more of it. I think I played like 8 to 10 hours in this game, and whew, fun time. I think this is an A. Just a fun time to play with the boys. I played a lot of multiplayer games. I'm like looking at this and I'm like, half of the games I played was just because of multiplayer purposes. It's like, wow, I did not like expect that looking at this. I think half of the games I played were multiplayer related. Wow, I'm a multiplayer Andy. Damn. Look at that. Okay. So the most recent game that I've been playing, the new obsession, is Super Auto Pets. I've put I did the 4-hour video of where I beat as many rogues as I can in 4 hours, and Super Auto Pets was the last game that I played. This arguably people maybe not consider a traditional roguelike in the sense because it's more of an auto battler. I think it's a roguelike, and you know, it's all semantics at the end of the day. But I had a blast with Super Auto Pets. I had a blast with Super Auto Pets. So much so, I downloaded it on my phone. And I probably have put 10 hours. I put 10 plus hours since the last time I played. And I actually think I'm pretty good at the game now. I know how to make a build. So whenever we do another roguelike challenge, I have my chances of winning are pretty good. But this game is just so addicting. So addicting. I'm putting in an A. Ba-bam. An A. Wa-bam. I remember last year we were like, I'm going to take a break from multiplayer. Yeah, I said that, and then I played more multiplayer than I've ever played in my life. Like, it's just so fun playing with friends. It really is. It makes it so much better. And I've really, like, I don't really want to play any single player games right now, like, other than for, like, content wise. But I just, it's so much fun playing with friends. Just a good time. What do you guys want to hear me yap about next? You up for Tomb Raider 2013 on PC next? No, I'm not. I'm not down for the triple stack. But I guess that we can talk about Tomb Raider. That's a good segue. We can talk about Tomb Raider. So I started off with Tomb Raider Definitive Edition for a multiplayer grind. So we did a little bit of boosting, maybe I think 2 hours. It was me, Beacon, Clank, and Jeremy. And then I think Amy hopped in later to help. And then Clank hopped out once Amy joined, I think. I think that's what happened. But we played that for like 2 or 3 hours. I remember I actually played Tomb Raider multiplayer when it was like actually popular. And this was I think this is a really fun multiplayer. And overall, Tomb Raider is an awesome game. I think it's really, really great. And the reveal at the Game Awards actually has me excited to try out some of the Tomb Raider games that I haven't played. I want to do Shadow of Tomb Raider, and then Rise. I would like to try those games before the game comes out. And I thought this game was awesome. I'll give it a B plus or an A, and I think it can change. It can change as we go further. But I thought Tomb Raider was awesome. I really enjoyed it. It's actually crazy though how many times in the story Laura gets like absolutely like destroyed. Like she spends like the 90% of this game like getting like either speared by like something, like skewed, and then again like shot. And like, oh my god, the amount of stuff she goes through is crazy in this game. But it was a great game. Loved it. Let's talk about Bloons. I didn't play Bloons for very long. I think I put like 8 hours in. I was intending on making Bloons Tower Defense 5 into a video. And then I got sick in February. I played this around February. I got sick around then. And then I just stopped. I just stopped playing. And I stopped playing because I thought it was too easy. And I didn't know how to make that into something entertaining at the time. So I gave up on it. But although it's too easy, this game is really fun. This is a great brain off game and just a good time to chill. And I put it at a very crisp B. Isn't there a 365 straight day achievement or chest for achievements? That is Bloons Tower Defense 6. And, yeah, that's Bloons Tower Defense 6. Which, Bloons Tower Defense 6 is a crazy grind. Way more than this. Bloons Tower Defense 5 is like 100-hour completion. I think Bloons Tower Defense 6 is like a 250-hour minimum. It's crazy. It's crazy how much of a difference it is. But 6 is also a better game overall. I think, how far? Damn, I've been yapping. We're 45 minutes in. Damn. Yapping. The yapping. We can do like some quick ones. We can start zooming. So, Human Fall Flat. I really appreciate this game for making all of their DLCs free. I think it's a very, very, very good of them. W to the devs for Human Fall Flat. But this is going to sound crazy and very hypocritical of what I just said. I hate that they make these free DLCs because I have to re-download this game every time to get the 100% again and again. And they have a second game they're working on. Put those DLC levels in the base game, brother. Put them in the base game of Human Fall Flat 2 and call it a day. I don't need 30 DLCs in a game. Just put it in the second game, you know? That's all I ask. But it's I'll keep in mind, very W move to make free DLCs for this game. I like that a lot. Welcome back, Clank. It's like, it's good TA. It's good TA, so I can't really complain all too much. And the levels they're short levels and they're fun. And I think overall, this is just a good time. I think this is a C game. Watching them release the second game and still add achievements to the first, bro. They would be madmans to do that. They'd be madman. But I think it's a C. Very jank in terms of the gameplay if you're not used to the characters have weird physics. That could be bothersome to people, but I enjoy these types of games. Speaking of that style of a jank, Party Animals. Party Animals, and I'm not... Okay, so I didn't actually play Party Animals in 2025. The, like, actual game version where you're beating up the other animals and, like, doing team-based modes. No, I played a new game mode they added. I think they added it this year, and it's basically an Among Us. An Among Us Party Animals. And oh my god, bro, this is like one of the worst experiences I've ever had playing a game. It's bad. So you need 8+ people to even start the game. Well, that sucks because I'm trying to grind achievements for this game because let me pull it up. Party Animals, they added 8 achievements. And the base game is 9K, nothing too crazy. The thing they added, the new update, the Among Us mode, they added 8 achievements. The TA ratio for these games is 45 to 50. Brother, this is crazy. But this is like just one of the worst experiences I've ever had, though, because you got to win 20 games and you got to win with specific roles. And if you don't get those roles, then like you're kind of cooked, right? And there's no boosting sessions. There's no available boosting sessions for me to do this. Like, I got to do this myself, right? So I've been slowly working on that. And I finally got a really good lobby yesterday. I was like at 10 wins when I started. I got 20. And I got this achievement. Sounds like the actual Among Us grind within part. Yeah. So it's essentially that. And not only that, if you see, it says in space crisis. This is These 4 achievements are for that map. There's a whole nother map I gotta play and do the same exact grind. I have to do this 2 times. 2 times. For both maps. This is bad. And I'm not ranking the game by the actual game, because if we're being real, I actually really like Party Animals. I think this is a B or A if I'm ranking it by like the actual game, right? This is an F tier grind, bro. This is like bad. I had one the game I played yesterday that was a good lobby. It was actually really funny because the kids were just like, it's a bunch of kids running around that don't know what they're doing, of course. Like they were really funny, and just like trolling them, it's kind of fun, but I can't play it. I can't play it without getting like tremendously bored or like pissed off that they added this. And you try to convince me to do this, shaking my head. Hey man, it's easy TA. No. Good TA, man. The TAs on that is insane. So that's kind of why I'm doing it. And just overall, like I want to make a 300k library video, and I would love to like go a little bit more in depth and have those for the 300k video. And to be truly transparent, I don't think I'm going to be able to get this before I get 300k. I think I'll be getting these achievements after 300k, which is really unfortunate, but it is what it is. I've Party Animals bought it even. Haven't started though, so clank you down. It's, hey, if you have a partner to do it with, you can get a lot of the achievements pretty easily, because you can do local co-op. Not local co-op, but you can do split screen co-op. Absolutely not. So if you had like a group of 8 people, I think you could do it pretty easily, like a lot of the games. All right. We're just rapid firing a lot of these easy ones. So Palworld. I really like this game. I play this every update with Clank and Jeremy. Jeremy does not like this game. I think Clank, you like it for the most part. But I enjoy Palworld. I don't think this is a bad game. I think they refined a lot of the stuff that they had in the base game, and they seem very, very confident in adding stuff. And the stuff that they're adding is only enhancing the game experience overall to make it an actual full like survival game that's like basically Pokemon. And I think it's a fun time. I think it's a B. Do I think it's better than Tomb Raider? I think it's a B. But it's a fun time. I also played this with my in real life friend. He's been really trying to get me to play Palworld, and we finally played. We finally like submitted it, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot just playing the game, because with Clank and Jeremy, we play like a really like cheated mode. Cheated. You can do custom settings, whatever, bro. It makes you really powered up. So I didn't really learn a lot about like PAL mechanics or like how to make PAL stronger. So although we were really strong, the PALs were really weak. But playing with my friend, we played like normally, and it taught me a lot about the management of these PALs and like how to make them stronger. And so after, I think we put like 20-30 hours into this game, like easily, with my in real life friend. And after we haven't played in a while, I think we're gonna go back and play it. I went into our world, Clank and Jeremy's world, and I just set up like a bunch of resources and everything to make it like everything efficient. So like there's like heavy gun oil, great wool. I have a bunch of pals that essentially are farming them, so I don't have to actually craft them or anything like that. And that really handy. It speeds up the process significantly. Who would have thunk? If you like know research about like your pals and what they do, it makes the game way better. And that found out that. But really fun game. I really love this game. Is Palworld better than Tomb Raider? I've put a lot more time in Palworld. I think Palworld is better than Tomb Raider. Maybe Jeremy just needs to know how to play the game. To be fair though, Jeremy doesn't even try to learn how to play the game. So like he doesn't like it, and he doesn't like survival games. It's very clearly he just doesn't like survival games. So no fault to him. He's just here for an easy ride to some good TA scored achievements. It's also rare that Jeremy likes the game in general. Yeah. As I found out in his Z to A challenge, he didn't like a lot. Well, Don't Starve is a very tough survival game. Yeah, no wonder why you wouldn't like survival games, because Don't Starve is like a permadeath survival game. You're gonna get cooked. Don't Starve, I have like 60 hours into Don't Starve, and I'm still like terrible at the game. I'm so bad. It's such a hard game. Really hard. What do we got? All right, let's go to the Ultimate Chicken Horse, Ultimate Sheep Raccoon. I saw Clank, you did this earlier, and I wish I told you, but there's a unattainable achievement right now, and I got cooked because of it. Yeah, we stuck now. Yeah, unfortunately. But Ultimate Chicken Horse is a really fun game. I'm optimistic it will be fixed. Oh yeah, surely. I think Ultimate Chicken Horse is a really fun party game to play with friends. And it's not a bad completion overall. I think it goes here. Yeah, I think it's alright. It's not bad. It's a fun game. Fun time to play with friends. You play for a couple hours and then you hop off it. Ultimate Sheep Raccoon is essentially a worser game because they added a bike to it, and that's the whole game is you ride a bike, and it's way worse, sadly. I think it's not even close. I think it goes there. I think it confidently goes there. All right, well, now looking at this list, by the way, I think every game here is C or higher. Every game here is C or higher. So we're in for some more positive talks. Don't Starve is easier in PC content. Well, that's true. You can just do that, man, and call it a day. What do you guys want to talk about? What game do you guys want to hear? For Honor? I really like For Honor. For Honor is a game I played day one, actually, believe it or not. And I really... Oh, you know what? I played 3 parry games. This is a parry game. I love parry games. So it's just very clearly like something right up my alley. I think it's very good. It's essentially a rock, paper, scissors game almost, like where you're kind of having to guess what the enemy is supposed to be doing. And I really like that gameplay loop where it's like everything feels like a battle. I wish this game took off and like had even more success. Like it's still like successful, I guess, but I wish this game had like, I wish this game was huge, you know? But I thought it was a really great time. Jeremy does not like this game, but you know, who would have thunk? Who would have thunk Jeremy doesn't like a game? Not even surprising anymore. Bro freaking sucks at every game he plays. Oh, who said that? Who said that? I will say the achievement grind for it, it's kind of crazy how many matches that you have to do and play through just to get the 100%. It's kind of a tough situation. If we're going by achievements, it's a C for how much you have to play. But for me, it's a B. I really enjoy For Honor. I can't lie. I like the parry game. Costume Quest. We can talk about Costume Quest. I really enjoyed Costume Quest 2. I thought it's a very fun artistically game. Like, I really like that. I enjoy For Honor also. I haven't gotten through the achievements yet. Don't know if I will yet. It's a good time. I think Jeremy gave up on me for Honor, so I think I'm more my own. I'm on my own for it. Which I think that just means that I'm going on a break for that game for a little bit. I really enjoyed the artistic Costume Quest 2 like a lot. Costume Quest 2 is a better game because I mean this was an Xbox Live arcade game. I remember playing this game in like 2008, 2009, and I played the demo of it, to be fair. And the quality is not nearly as well there as Costume Quest 2, of course. But it's still a fun time. It's a good time. Good like 5-hour game. I put like 5 to 6 hours into it. I had a fun time. Good Halloween game. I played this for my Halloween. You have Clank and I for Honor. You guys don't want to play For Honor. You guys don't want to play. It's okay. I don't want to play it too much. Oh, let's talk about grind that me and Clank did. So I didn't play the campaign of MW2, so this is going to be strictly Spec Ops. Modern Warfare 2 is a fun time with Spec Ops. And I wish for the remastered, I wish for the remastered they did the Spec Ops as well. I don't know why they couldn't have included it. Because I think Spec Ops just completes the Modern Warfare trilogy, right? Well, at least Modern Warfare 2 and 3, you know? And just not having it feels kind of like a miss to me. But MW2 Spec Ops it's a fun time. There's some missions that are challenging in there that took a few tries, but eventually we got through all 69 stars. I think it's 69. Very nice number. Just playing Spec Ops, it's a C+, B minus game. And this is just strictly the Spec Ops. If I was ranking the campaign, it'd probably be higher than For Honor. It'd probably be like here, maybe? No, probably here. Probably here. I enjoyed Tomb Raider a little bit more. But Spec Ops was a fun time. You guys want to rank the first S+ game? I think we got the first S+ game incoming. Don't multiplayer achievements. Speak for yourself. The first S Plus game is gonna be Tunic. Tunic is the first of the S Plus category. This was my introduction. I don't even know what to call this genre of game, but this was my introduction to puzzle brainia games. That's what I'm gonna call them, because they're in a category of their own, right? And this game is one of a kind, magical experience all the way through. I really loved the idea that you have to search through the manual pages to get hints of what you're supposed to do next. I really like that concept. And it's one of my favorite videos I've ever made on the channel. I'm so proud of how that turned out. I hated doing it. I hated making the video as I was doing it. It was such a nightmare to make, and I think it turned out really well. Now, what cements this as an S Plus game to me was doing that final puzzle in the game. If you know, not the like actually be in the game, but doing. I don't want to spoil the game. But I'll just say it took me 20 hours to do this puzzle. I had to pull up Microsoft Paint and actually like try to get nitty gritty with it, right? Get really into the manual pages to uncover this puzzle. And that's easily the best puzzle I've ever done. Hands down, there would be no other puzzle to ever top that. Not in Blueprints, not in Outer Wilds. I'm sure Outer Wilds will have some puzzles whenever I play it. It will never top that puzzle. That puzzle was amazing. I loved that. But that's the first S Plus game. Need to go back to Tunic. The last time I played Tunic was 2022. You do. You really do. It's a great game. Love it. I'm so proud of how that video turned out, by the way. The video's starting to really do well. It's about to hit 500 views for it, which is not a lot in the grand scheme, but the video's starting to actually like take off. I think it was at 450 2 days ago, and now it's at 490. It got like 40 plus views, so I could see this video start to take off this year, which fingers crossed it does, because I would love an excuse to make more types of videos like this. The problem with this is that there's not a lot of games like this. I think on the top of my head, there's probably like 7. There's probably like 7 games that I can name that are like one of a kind experiences. And one of them is Blueprints as well. It is a one of a kind game, which I'll get into more later. Let's go into a chill experience. Unpacking. I really liked this game. It's I didn't play this correctly because I would like open the boxes and then just place like the items everywhere, and then that would cause me to take a lot longer because I had to like reorganize everything. So it took me a lot longer, I think, than what other people would. But this was a fun game, like very cute pixel art. However you play is correct. That's very true. I think my favorite moment of Unpacking was really messing with Kelly. I think Kelly made the experience of Unpacking for me. Really messing with Kelly and pissing her off and how I played was really funny. I think it made the experience a lot better. I I think it's a B- game though. Just a fun game to play for like a couple hours. Let's start with Marvel Rivals. I think Marvel Rivals is really fun. It's a good time. I think in terms of the competitive game, I said Spectre Divide was like what killed it. Marvel Rivals is what revived it for a short period. It was it's more competitive casual, I guess, but it was really fun teaming up with a bunch of creators and overall just friends playing it with. Like, I think there were so many people that I played with that I've never talked to, like creators, and it was just a cool experience talking to them and playing a game that's like really fun and addicting. And I think when I was in it, I would rank it an A, but right now, I think I'd rank it a B. Are they still adding achievements to Marvel Rivals? Yes, they are. They are adding achievements. Yo, Nate! Big Nate! Hello! Hello, Nate! Jazzy and the mods still play Rivals occasionally if you ever want to jump back in. Good shout, good shout. How's it going, Nate? We can talk about one of the last actual online multiplayer games I played for the year. Rematch. Work is working me? Oh, you're getting the wet work. But well, how are you? I'm doing all right. I'm ranking some games, and then we're going to hop into Silksong. Ranking games I played in the year of 2025. I think I want to do this every year. I think this is a good tradition to start. So, Rematch is a game that I think the achievements overall really sour my experience of this game, and just the overall lack of communication with the achievements and them not unlocking. Had the game properly had these achievements working day one, I could see this game easily being A. Like, easily being A. That first week of gaming on Rematch was so much fun. But there were so many achievements that just didn't work. And then it took like 4 or 5 months for it to even work to begin with. Like, yeah, the achievements were bugged and multiple not unlocking. Essentially, that's what happens. Rematch having issues? Nah, but they made the hit absolver. Doesn't matter if they didn't cook, man. They didn't cook with this. They cooked, but then they didn't fix anything. Sifu had some buggy trophies too. Well, damn, that sucks. But had it been the first week, this is like a type of game that I could have seen myself playing like a week or two. Week or two, get the 100% and then give up. By the time they fixed the achievements, it was like 4 or 5 months later, I was over the game and I didn't want to play anymore. So the achievements definitely sour my experience as a whole with the game. That I think it goes all the way down. I think it's a C. I think it drops really far down. It hurt. The achievements and the lack of communication hurts it so much. Like, it's a really... I'm the type of guy that played Rocket League for 500 hours. So I love these types of games. And I love Rocket League. Rocket League... When I was playing Rocket League, it was like an S+ game to me. Now I would probably say it's like a B. But I don't know. I can't rank it higher. Forgot to mention it didn't have cross. That's the thing. They didn't have crossplay either. So like they they mentioned crossplay being like day one, and it didn't happen for several months. They were like, yeah, it's going to be day one, and then it didn't happen. So it's just like the lack of communication just was not there. And they really need to communicate. For an online multiplayer game to work, you need communication. And if you don't have it, your community that you're trying to build just falls flat. I think this game has lots of potential, but they killed it. They killed it by not having crossplay, and then the achievements being really buggy. The hat trick achievement, I earned most of my final achievements for the game. Hold up, let me pull out Rematch. Absolver. What is Absolver? Are you sure they made this? Slow Clap? Slow Clap did? Oh, they did. Oh. Oh, shit. It's like Seafood, but with more fighting styles. Interesting. Okay. So, Rematch. My final achievements. One of the final things I did was score a hat trick. I 100% know I scored a hat trick the first week of the game. I scored it very early on, but it didn't pop. Like, I earned most of these achievements. Like, deliver an assist with a rebound on a wall. I 100% did that. I definitely did this several times, and it just didn't work. I don't know if I did that one. That one was, honestly, I struggled on that one. I struggled a lot on that one. This one I definitely did. Like, a lot of these achievements I'd earned, and like I had to redo them several times for it to even pop. Is hat trick 3 in a row or in a game? 3 in a row in a game. So you got to score 3 in a row. 3 in a row in a single game. 3 goals. Do you think that having more communication would have made the grind better? 100%. Not 3 in a row. Three goals in a single game. My bad. Yeah. Yeah. The communication, like, had it just been like, oh yeah, there's an issue with this, we'll fix this like pretty quick. And then if they fixed it pretty quick, I could see this game being A, like, still. But it took them months to fix these things that, like, in retrospect, weren't that grave and hard to fix, I feel like. Maybe the crossplay is harder to figure out, but the achievements, that should be, like, just a quick fix. I don't know. I don't see how this game, buggy achievements, went so far. You know? Sucks to say, because I think this game has so much potential. Let's talk about Gears of War. Gears of War 1. So me and Morgan's basement, we've been planning on playing through all of the Gears games. And we started off with Gears of War. This is just a chill playthrough. We're not really, he went for the collectibles, but that was it. I'm not really going for 100% in Gears game. They're just a different beast. But Gears of War 1, I think me and Morgan have this issue when playing games together where our internet and connection just does not work with each other at all. And Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 will be another. No, Left 4 Dead 2 is another example of this, because we played some Left 4 Dead and our internet just don't work. Is that the first one? Just the first one. I have not touched Reloaded, which is really unfortunate. I wanted to, but then I guess just everything. I was really working on content, and time passed me by. I just didn't play it. But our internet just does not work well with each other, especially in 360 games. So I was the co-op partner. I was playing as Dom for those co-op achievements. And brother, I was lagging through like poles. I was inside walls. I was Anytime I tried to climb a ladder, I was like glitching inside the ladder. It was bad. It was just a bad time. And Gears of War 1 is like, you kind of don't care for the story. You're kind of just shooting things, and it feels good shooting them. The story is not really, all there. And that was the time of those games. It's just like fun shooter. You have a good blast time playing co-op. And it was a blast playing co-op, but like a lot of jank. I think Rematch is actually probably a lot lower than that. I think Gears of War is safely there. All aboard the coal train. Love me some coal. I can't wait to play the later Gears games, like 2 and 3. I think that'll be a really fun time. All right. What do we got? What else do we got? Let's just quickly go through Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. It's 2026 when the prequel is getting released. I believe it is, yes. Unless they delay it, which would be really bad. But I hope so. I'm going to be playing that game. That's the reason why we were playing Gears, by the way, is because in anticipation for E-Day, we've just been going through them. So, Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead is an easy completion overall, but I think the game, I don't have any nostalgia compared to Left 4 Dead 2, so I think this very much impacts my ranking of this game. And this game is very much a type of game where I think the second game is just way better, and I have nostalgia for it. So going from 2 to 1, it really hurts it a lot. It's definitely the top of C, for sure. It's a good game, really good game. It's just not as good as 2, and I have huge nostalgia for it. Also, having to rubber band several hours for the 56,000 kills that you have to get when infected is really sucks. Don't like that. Didn't really like that part, but overall, fun game. Left 4 Dead 2. Left 4 Dead 2, I remember there's so many memories of me playing through the versus mode when I was younger, and this heavily skews it because that's such a fun time playing those games with my friend at the time. I remember we had a sleepover and we played that the whole night. It was so fun. And for that, I gotta put Left 4 Dead 2 at A, the top of A, just purely based on nostalgia. It's nothing that we did with the Left 4 Deading that we played. It was a fun time, but this is very much a very nostalgic pick for it being so high. But it's a damn good game. Evil Within. I'm going to talk about Evil Within as a whole. I only played the DLC for this. They only brought Bill. They didn't bring anybody else. Just Bill. Bill's the man. Evil Within DLC is really bad. I don't like it. I also think the base game of Evil Within is very bad. It's very much a snooze fest of a game. I've heard the second one is a lot better, but it's very much a snooze fest of a game. And the only saving grace of Evil Within is Akumu mode is very fun. It makes the game. It makes the game better. But is that enough to really make it a B or an A? I don't think so. I think it's a C. It's not. It does not hit as hard, but the DLC sucked too. DLC took me forever to clean up. DLC took me forever. All right, Mitt's final Mint's final sponsored game, Sworn. This is Hades, but essentially a King Arthur styled roguelike. And out of all the sponsored games, this has been the best one. This has been the best one by far. I think I could see myself actually playing this one. It's on Game Pass, I believe. I could see myself actually playing this one. And that says a lot. I've only played a few hours of it, but from what I played, it was a good time. So it's going at the bottom of B. But I could see myself playing it. That's funny. Sponsored games go up from D to C, B. So it's cool. I played during early access. Oh, hell yeah. That's good. That's cool. I played with Mint. Mint, Morgan, and Snam, and for Mint's sponsor, and it was just a really fun time. So Mint knows what he's talking about. Yeah, Mint knows all. Mint's the man. My last multiplayer grind of like boosting is Rainbow Six Vegas 2. This was also a Mint collab. Because back in November of 2024 we did Terrorist Hunt, which is I don't know if people know about the Achievement Hunter days or like Let's Play. They did Rainbow Six Vegas 2, and that was one of the funniest Let's Plays they did. And it was just good times all around. And I think Mint wanted to recapture those like moments. Let's play. And and we did Terrorist Hunt, and that was a really fun time. Good vibes. And shout out to Ray. I love Ray as a streamer. He's such a great streamer. Shout out to the OG Ray Narvaez Jr. My goat. He's the reason why I actually made a Twitch account. I think he was one of the first people I ever followed. I caught him. He's the GOAT, man. He's great. I think my follow age for Ray Narvaez Jr. I think is... we're about to find out. Follow. / user. I have been following since 2017. Give Ray a stream shouty. He's a struggling creator. I got him. I know he needs a hand out here and there. Nah, he's great. He's great. I love watching his streams. I've been watching him forever. But yeah, Rainbow Vegas 2. Terrorist Hunt was fun. The boosting was also oddly fun. I really enjoyed the boosting sessions for this. The big boosting sessions we've done with a lot of people. I think this one had Mint, Clank, Jeremy, Morgan, Snam, me. I think that's all we had. And then we did Singularity in 2024, and that was me, Morgan, Snam, Clank, Jeremy, and then me, Morgan, Snam, Clank, Jeremy, and then Cosmic Joker. Shout out to him. But we did Singularity, and Singularity was fun, but I really enjoyed Vegas too. Yeah, it says so any game that needs a vision cam for achievements will always be partially unattainable. They say that for the Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise as well, because you need a vision camera. You can't connect it to an Xbox One, I think. So you're cooked there. So you need a 360 for those. That's why I always say it's partially unattainable. But Rainbow Vegas 2, it was really fun, a really good time. It also has a really interesting campaign mechanic where you can assign your allies to move to a specific position. You can make them rush into an actual area and kill a bunch of baddies. Then you can also have them like hold back. I really like that mechanic of like being able to play with your guys. I mean, it's not going to go any higher because we had the boost, but I think it's a C. I think it's C. I had a good time overall. I love how I gave it nothing but positives. I still gave it a C. I feel like I might be a little too harsh on these games, but I kind of like the graph being this disperse and like even towards B and C. If we had the grind levels, I would, yeah, no, 100%. I would have hated it too. So Dead Cells. Let's talk about Dead Cells. This is the first roguelike video I've done. No way Rainbow Six is next to Evil Within and Left 4 Dead. Where would you rank it? Where would you rank it, brother? And MW2. MW2 Spec Ops. Evil Within might drop further. It's just Evil Within is D-. The only saving grace about Evil Within is Akumo. I do agree with you. The game's just not good. I enjoyed it more than MW2. I enjoyed it better than Human Fall Flat. Definitely enjoyed it less than Gears of War. Enjoyed it less than Costume Quest. I enjoyed it more than Rematch. I did enjoy it more than Rematch. Poor man's Resident Evil. That's a good way to put it. Yo, Morgan, to the gifty to Nate. The big Nate. Nate Dog. But Dead Cells was the first roguelike video I've done. It's a change up from the normal content where I've just 100%. Oh, yeah. Speaking of, new emote. Utabaya Lil Monk. Lil Monk. Hope you guys enjoy. I put a lot of time and effort into that one. A lot of time and effort went to it. It's good. Lil Monk with Tim. I love my emotes. I do need to actually like get some proper emotes like commissioned. I feel like that would be a good thing to do, but I like the funny emotes too. You want to see one a friend took a screenshot of me, Orn? Yeah, man. Dead Cells was the first roguelike I played. You know, that you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of like the Here's Johnny. You definitely need an achievement mode we can drop every time you pop one. Yeah, 100%. You're so right. Achievement. I definitely need one with how much we do that. First roguelike video. I think Dead Cells is really fun. However, I'm super early into this. I think this game is way too easy. It's very much an A game. It might be an I think Nine Souls is an S. Nine Souls is an S. I think the game is too easy. Rotoscope you a GIF. I can always do that for you. Rotoscope. What is rotoscope? Like animating a like GIF or something? Isn't there no hit stuff? That looks like it would be hard as fuck. It's like no scope. No scope. Make an animated emote if I recall. Put a green sticker or a meme you like. Oh, and then make it transparent. Hmm. Oh, I see. Okay. I gotcha. Gotcha. Good comms on that. I don't, at the moment, I don't think I need anything like that, but good comms. I think Dead Cells is too easy for me. The no-hit stuff is going to be really fucking hard. I'll admit that. It's going to be really hard, but this game is great. It's just, right now, it's too easy for me. Maybe once I add more boss cells, I might enjoy the challenging aspect to it, but right now I'm like, it's kind of, I beat the game on my first try, spoilers for the video, but I beat it on my first try, and then it was like, okay, cool. I've won very consistently, and like, it's not even close. Even with like a bad build, I win. So I don't know. It's a great game. It's a great game, but I need more time to play it and get into more of the challenging stuff for it to be higher. It might, honestly, Super Auto Pets is probably better. I think Super Auto Pets is an S tier game. If it's easy, I might have to play it. I think you might get some easy gamer score for those achievements. Might even throw in some assist mode for the fun. Oh, dude, do it for the love of the game, man. If you like Dead Cells, I don't know if you like Binding of Isaac. Binding of Isaac is actually my favorite game of all time. I've 100%ed Binding of Isaac. I've 100%ed all, not all of it, but I have almost all of it 100%ed. Even DLC, I did everything all the way to Afterbirth Plus. Afterbirth Plus is like 99.9% done. There's like a few things I'm missing on that, but I love Binding of Isaac. I haven't touched Repentance, which Repentance is like double the content of all the other DLCs plus the base game. It's super fucked, but I haven't even touched that DLC. Super Autopilot's at S tier. This guy's definitely a Ludbud. I'm also an egghead. I love the Northern Lion and freaking Ludwig. I watched so many of those streams and videos. And there are two versions of Binding of Isaac. Yes, so there's a Flash version of Isaac, which is not as refined, and then Binding of Isaac Rebirth is the more enhanced version, and essentially it's the complete version of Binding of Isaac. And then you got your DLCs, like there's Repentance, Afterbirth, and Afterbirth Plus, that basically enhances the Rebirth side. Yeah, Super Auto Pets. There's something about it, man. It just hits. Vampire Survivors, I played this in 2022, and then I finally came back to play it in 2025. For the roguelike challenge, actually. I did the roguelike challenge, and I freaking lost. Spoilers. And I swore that I would never lose Vampire Survivors on a video challenge ever again. So I've been playing Vampire Survivors. Same with Super Auto Pets. I've been practicing. But Vampire Survivors is an amazing game. How's the Vampire Survivors grind overall? I was considering giving it a go in the Rogue Ally. You would love it, Clank. You would love it. Most of the achievements aren't that bad. They're like mildly easy to get through. Jeremy, I think Jeremy started it in December and he finished it like 2 days ago. And he put an easy 40 hours into it. So you would love it. Vampire Survivors, to me, is the best Horde Survivors game. It has the sauce, and it's super addicting to play. You get a lot of achievement hits. And I think it's... I don't know if it's an S or an A. I'm gonna lean towards S right now. It could drop. It could drop. Journey to the Savage Planet. Journey to the Savage Planet is... I did this for Jeremy's J game when he was doing the Z to A. Also, by the way, that freaking bastard made me play Minecraft Legends because I thought that was going to be his M game. But he pulled a fast one on me and switched it up. He didn't even do this for his M game. So not only did I waste my time, my valuable time playing Minecraft Legends for him, I didn't even play a good game. But Journey to Savage Planet was his J game. Got one guide. I did. Journey to Savage Planet is like... I think this game is enhanced by playing co-op. Without co-op, it is very mindless. It's a very brain-off game. It's a collectathon game where you're essentially... You don't have a specific upgrade, so you're like, oh, let me collect this. And then once you get that upgrade, you can progress. And then essentially it repeats that cycle 3 or 4 different times. It's very much similar gameplay style, and it's just a fine game. There's nothing to it. I think Left 4 Dead... I don't know if Left 4 Dead is... I think Left 4 Dead is higher than that. I think, yeah. Way higher than that. And I think that... I think it goes there. Yeah. Journey to Savage Planet is a fine game. You have to play this game twice. Well, I guess 3 times. If you're not aware of this. We played it 3 times. You got to do a normal playthrough, like collecting everything, and then there is permadeath modes that you have to do, and essentially that requires doing it solo and co-op. So you got to play that permadeath mode twice. The game's not hard by any means, but just the fact that you have to play the game twice is like, ugh, yuck. I think it probably goes here. Journey to Savage Planet. But some of the other achievements, like you have to scan every animal, plant, and everything like that. It's not a hard completion by any means, but some of the stuff can be a little tedious and annoying. Death's Door. Death's Door was supposed to be a video, but then I didn't know how to make... Once again, I didn't know how to make it into a video, so I gave up. I didn't think it was going to be very interesting, so I just trashed it. But besides that, it's a really good game. Having the challenge where you're supposed to play with an umbrella, which is basically like a Nerf version of the standard weapon, is, I think, a really cool challenge. And you have to play the entire game with the umbrella. You can use everything. You can use like spells and stuff, but you have to use the umbrella for the whole game. And I think that's a cool concept. Not super challenging by any means, but good game. I think it's a good game. I don't remember struggling too much with the final boss either. Death's Door, I think Death's Door is not a MW2 is not a worse game than Death's Door. I'm just going off of Spec Ops, but like I know the experience of MW2. Should I just go with the full? I don't know. Because Party Animal is the Among Us mode. I think I should go off of what I played this year. Because then we'll have like a lot of things going up the tier list. And if we're going off of that, Left 4 Dead 2 should probably be lower. Nah, we'll keep it. We'll keep it as is. We'll just do that. Let's just do that. It's very much a CB game. Now, the final four. I saved the best for last. I saved the best, except for Tunic. I saved the best for last. I did not expect this to go an hour 45. I am a yapper. I'm a yapper. So we got the final four. What do I think is the worst game out of these four? I do think Halo is the worst out of these four. I do think that. But this is easily I played all of the Halo games for the first time in this collection. I played Halo CE, Halo 2, Halo 3. I played Halo 3. It's the only one I actually like played to complete. Halo 3 ODST, Halo 4, and Halo Reach. 6 games in this collection. And this is the most fun grind I've ever done in a game. I think the achievement list is so good, and I understand why people talk so great about Halo's trilogy. I get it now. I get why people talk so highly of Halo 2. It took me 23 years of my life to figure that out, but this game is great. But out of all of these games, it probably is the worst. But my experience alone makes it an S+. Let's just put the cat out of the bag. These are all S+. These are all S+ games, right? Like, we can just put them all up here, right? We don't need to, like... We don't need to hide that. But, between everything, I think Halo's down here. With that being said, I think Hollow Knight Silksong is the worst S+ game. It's still an S+, but I think I am very harsh on this game right now, and I think it could be higher. Hollow Knight, it's such an interesting subject. I haven't swapped them around yet. It could switch. It could switch. But Hollow Knight Silksong, I think Hollow Knight, I've said this several times throughout the playthrough of Silksong, I think it is a way better game. I think it is a way better game than Hollow Knight. But I enjoyed Hollow Knight more. And it's interesting because Hollow Knight is like my second or third favorite game of all time. And although I think it's a better game, Silksong is a way better game, I don't know if I would put it top 2 3, even though I know it's a better game. It's very odd. Like, I know it's a better game, like, objectively. I have some, like, kind of gripes with the game in terms of, like, difficulty, but I understand making the game more challenging. Like, I'm completely okay with that. I love challenging games, right? I love being challenged. The problem is, I feel like some of these enemies do not deserve to do 2 mask of damage. Like, some of them just plainly do not. And, like, I understand big enemies doing 2 mask. I understand that certain enemies will just do 2 mask. But if a boss is summoning guys, if the boss that does 2 masks to me summons additional enemies, add-ons, right? Those guys should definitely be 1 mask. They should not be 2. And it doesn't make sense to me why they would also do 2 masks to me. Like, that just doesn't really compute in my head. It just doesn't really make sense. And I think this game's fantastic, though. There's, like, for all the good that I'm saying, this is a way better game than Hollow Knight. Just plainly. Question for the Silksong players. Would you say anyone new should not play Silksong? Would you say anyone new should not play Silksong while playing the first one? You should definitely play the first one. If you play the second one, if you play Silksong before you play Hollow Knight, I think not only what Clank said, you'll be bored because it's so easy. I don't think Hollow Knight's a hard game up until the Pantheon stuff, unless you struggle in platforming stuff. If you struggle in platforming, it's going to be a challenging game for you no matter what. But if you go in from Silksong and then go into Hollow Knight, it's just going to be easy. A way easier experience. That's what Amy did. Amy actually did that. She played Silksong first and then went into Hollow Knight, and then it made it really easy for her because Silksong is just a way more challenging game. Now I think Halo firmly stays here. Expedition 33 is my game of the year, by the way. So I'll just put it out there. It is my game of the year. And I stand 10 toes on that. Here, I thought you didn't like Halo 3. I do not like Halo 3. But the collection is an S tier. I do not like... I'll put it like this. I don't like Halo 3 as much as I like the rest of the games. I think Halo 3 is still a fine game. So, Blueprints might be the greatest game I've ever played. It's weird. I'm putting Expedition 33 higher than Blueprints, but Blueprints can make an argument for being the greatest game I've ever played. And it's funny because I spent so much of the beginning hating the game. Like, I was really much a hater of Blueprints. And I think there's so many different layers to Blueprints that if you stopped at a certain stage in the game, your enjoyment of the game would also change. Like, completely. Because if I stopped after solving room 46 and like figuring out how to get to it, the game would be here. I fucking hated this game. I hated this game. Like, genuinely, I thought it was a piece of shit. It was the most overrated game I've ever played. I hated the RNG. I hated, like, there was so much. I could have, you'll see in the video, but like, I just genuinely did not like the game. I was actually like raging. I'm actually shocked. I'm actually shocked that I even continued playing. That's how like bad it was to me. How is Lasso for MCC? Oh, I didn't even talk about Lasso for Halo. Lasso is very overrated. Lasso is not hard, like, at all. Halo 2 is the... Halo CE is the hardest Lasso. And Halo CE Lasso is so hard because of the skulls that they put on it. And all of the skulls are essentially to fuck you up and make you miserable, like absolutely miserable. Halo CE is easily the hardest. I think Halo CE is up there for the toughest of the tough in terms of achievements. Like, if you get Halo CE Lasso, you can do the rest of the game, I believe. We're pivoting from blueprints, but I think you can get that. Some of the skulls are really bad. Like, you pick up less health. Not less health. You pick up less ammo, and your weapons just naturally have less ammo. And then you also have to... Every shot is 2 bullets. And then... I think your health is destroyed too, like for most of it. You don't have a weapon HUD, so you can't see any of your weapons. You don't have a cross. You don't have an aim crosshair. You don't have a bunch of things. The only reason why we didn't struggle more on Halo CE was because it had Grunt Birthday Party, where if you shoot a grunt, they'll just explode. If it didn't have that, I think it's the only CE that has it. Only Halo Lasso that has it. If it wasn't for Grunt Birthday, we would have struggled. We spent 11 hours on one mission. Nothing else was even close to that, or in any of the other Lassos. Halo 2, the second hardest Lasso, all of our levels we did in basically under an hour for like all of them. It's actually crazy. We killed Halo 2. And that's why I'm like, it's a miserable experience playing through Lasso, but like, they're not as hard as people make it seem. As long as you have a co-op partner, I think you can be all right. All right, back to blueprints. So there's so many different layers to this game, right? Because if I completed just a regular game and got through room 46, I'd be like, this game is not really good. It would probably be a B or a C, right? And with how many layers there are different stages of the game of enjoyment. And I think this game is so unique. There will never be a game like Blueprints. I could see a game being like Tunic, but I almost will I can never see another Blueprints. It'd be really hard to make another Tunic, but I think Blueprints is almost really hard to make 1-to-1 until Blueprint. Yeah, you know what? You cooked. The only problem with this game is there's too many as I said, there's a lot of layers to this game. There is too many layers to this game that at a certain point, you should just stop playing. You should just stop playing the game. Because room 46 enjoyment is like, like after beating room 46, my enjoyment is here, right? Stage 2 to 4, my enjoyment of the game is like up here, right? And there's like 3 other layers after that, and they're pretty much like all the same, like enjoyment. There's a certain point in the game where I think the game is no longer fun anymore, and it loses that enjoyment. But that layer, I will hands down say only 0.01% of people will ever experience that layer to ever have that complaint. I'm one of the only people that ever experienced that, because there's so many other layers to the game. And I don't want to spoil the game. If you guys are cool with me spoiling it, I'll just say it right now. But I think there's a certain layer to the game that just makes it not fun. And it's there to waste your time. And I don't like that. If the game stuck the landing, I wouldn't spoil. You're right. No spoilers. No spoilers. But had this game hit the landing for that the final bit, I could have seen this hitting game of the year for me. But it just misses the mark because there's a layer of it to where it's just not fun. And I'll just leave it like that. It's such a great game. I'm so glad I played it off stream, because we would still be streaming Blueprints. We would still be streaming Blueprints if I didn't. This is a great game. This is a great game. If you want to discover, like, if you enjoyed the discovery of new things and actually using a journal, because this entire journal, like half of it is blueprints. So if you like that, if you like the idea of that, you would really enjoy Blueprints. It's one of a kind game. Like right now I'm looking at a puzzle that I don't even remember doing. There's so many layers to this game, but we'll keep it brief on that. Great game. Expedition 33, the final game that I have yet to rank. It's an S+, obviously. It was my game of the year. And let me switch the music. Let me switch the vibe. This is an amazing game. Start to finish. It's an amazing game. I think there are very high highs and not a lot of lows. I think the lowest point of the game is the very end of the game. But it's still an amazing game. So many great characters. So many interesting story points that I would have never expected to happened. And it's a very, very unique. It meshes my favorite types of games very well. Turn-based combat and parrying and putting them two together. Oh. For those who come after. Yes. Expedition 33 does that. The parry turn-based combat system is so fun. If you don't like turn-based combat, the game will probably not sway you into liking turn-based combat. But the parry system, if you like that, will keep you from turning off the game. And I do firmly believe that, because Because there are people that probably won't like the turn-based aspect of it, and I completely get that. But they hit for me. They hit for me so well, and they do such a good job of implementing them and adding new systems to make it interesting and engaging all throughout the whole game. I played her an expert, by the way. Just pointing that out. The elitist in me had to. But like I said, the final hours of the game, the main game, the main story of the game, is probably the weakest part of the game to me. It still hits, but without spoiling the game, it's the weakest part. I'll just say it like that. But even then, it's still a 10 out of 10 game. 10 out of 10 game. I played so many 10 out of 10 games this year. This is also the most games I played that came from 2025, by the way. I played 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I played a bunch. This was the best one, obviously. Now, I picked I'll answer that in a bit. I think the achievements, the 100%, actually adds a lot of lore to the game and makes the game better. A lot better. Like the 100% enhances the overall experience because you read these expedition journals and everything about it, and you'll experience more of the world and how certain characters came to be and like their motives and all that. Like you'll see a lot of that, and I think the if you're not 100% completionist, this is a game I feel like you can naturally find stuff and be like, it would intrigue you to keep looking for more. And I think a lot of games don't do that, and this is a game that does. A lot of side content really in other games can hurt it, but this one really makes it a lot better. But this is my list. This is my list. I feel like I cooked. We might have to do some list changing real quick. Is there anything that I could change? I think Palworld goes to A. Marvel Rivals is not higher than Tomb Raider. I think this is our list. This is our list for the year of 2025 games. Yeah. I think that's it. This is it. Honestly, maybe a 0 out of 10 list because not enough Spectre to divide. That should have been game of the year. No debate. No debate. But that is it. That is the first VOD. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, VOD watchers, please subscribe and like. I'm not going to do this for every VOD, but I appreciate it if you guys did. For it being the first one. I really want to start getting this VOD channel going. So fingers crossed I can do that for the year of 2026. And I will see you guys in the next one.